Okay, another question I got is, this one is actually not so much as a question of mine, but a question that I found in Darwin's Origin of Species, and I'm kind of just re-repeating that question because I really didn't seem to find an answer. It was more or less, it just seemed like a statement that Darwin wrote in there, but I don't recall really seeing I don't see him giving a reason behind this. But anyways, here we go. Darwin wrote in Origin of Species that the number, and this is a direct quote, just so you know, okay, the number of intermediate varieties which have formerly existed on Earth would had to have been astronomical. Why then do we not find millions upon millions of transitional fossils linking all of these changes? Okay, and I mean, obviously that's pretty cut and dry. You know, if for evolution to have happened to had to work, okay, it just seems to me like through process of elimination it would have had to have been millions and millions and millions of different, you know, trial and error animals that, you know, didn't make it, okay? And without getting too into the where the missing links, you know, argument and debate and everything like that, I don't want to focus on, you know, the term missing links. I want to focus on the whole general, what I'm saying is I don't want to refute where is the missing link, okay, that links humans to apes or anything like that, but more or less, why are there not millions of these links? You know, for me to believe in evolution, I would have to imagine that there would be, you know, fossils, you know, the fossil record would not be, it just seems like it shouldn't be as incomplete as it is, okay? And once again, without getting into the missing link debate, if there was, you know, for evolution to have taken place and all these millions of animals, you know, evolved little by little by little, and each generation successively had something new added to it, okay? You know, let's just say, you know, 1 million generations later from, you know, animal A all the way down animal A's family line, you would think that we would find many transitional species or many transitional fossils that we would be able to put these pieces together and almost see the you know, here's the animal and then something else added to it, 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 something else added to it. It just seems like we have these big gaps in the fossil record that just go from, you know, okay, this was the fossils that we found and we built up this skeleton around that, which is what we believe it to look like, and then 40 million years later, here's what happened later on down that family line. It just seems like all the puzzle pieces, maybe not all the puzzle pieces would be there, but a lot more of the pieces would be there. I just think that there's either so much that hasn't been found, or it's just not going to be found because it could possibly not be there. And let me see, my last question, and I've probably got some more, and maybe I'll make another video on this. I really didn't think I was going to ramble on for, you know, this amount of time. This looks like it's going to be 3 videos. You know, my last video, and if I have more, I'll wrap them up. Next time I won't babble on so much. But how do you get around the first 2 laws of thermodynamics without, and this is the I don't want to say tricky part, but without using the how do I want to word this? Let me backtrack for a second. Okay? We'll just make this a 2-part question. Okay? How do you get around the first law of thermodynamics? Okay? The whole something doesn't come from nothing. You know, something is formed from 2 other components, or two or more other components. You know, you can take chemicals and mix them together, and you've created something new, but you've created something new from things that you already had. Okay? Second law of thermodynamics, the whole entropy idea, the things not going from you know, things not, I guess things not organizing on their own, things progressively getting worse over time. Now, when I say getting around the second law of thermodynamics, the only rebuttal I've ever heard to this is a scientist claiming that the second law of thermodynamics applies only to closed systems, and the evolutionary process is an open system. But in that particular case, I've heard scientists or read scientist after scientist after scientist pretty much clearly state that the second law of thermodynamics has no specification whatsoever, that it's only pending closed systems and not open systems. So, I mean, how do you kind of get around that? You know, to sum that question up in the most elementary way I can, how did nothing turn into something, blow up and become everything, and progressively get better? Well, those are my questions. My first set of questions. I'm going to actually go back through this video in a second here, and obviously I'm going to have to shave some of this rambling off and cut it out of there, because this is going to end up being like a 4-part video just to ask a few questions, which I obviously never intended. But please, you know, watch the video. Please feel free to reply and give me your responses. You know, King Heathen, I definitely look forward to hearing your input on some of this. You know, I know we've gotten into some discussions on things in the past, and you know, I'm willing to put aside my presuppositions in this particular case to hear the evidence that you want to give me, and then weigh it out as plausible or not. Okay? You know, please don't misconstrue my quote saying, "Hey, I'm looking to be deconverted. I want to abandon my beliefs." Not at all. I'm just merely wanting to weigh the evidence and say, okay, I can see why you believe this. It does have some backing to it. It can make sense. You know. Otherwise, alright, let me get to work on editing this video, and I'll try to get it posted up within a couple of minutes, and then whenever you get a chance to view it, by all means, please give me a video response. Thank you.